Evening at the Movies is a proud member of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network. Other shows in the network include Mass Debaters, The Sip List, Crushgasm, Love is Black, Men Are the Prize, Crime Rewind, and Literature Reapers. You can find out all about our shows and more at idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com. Happy listening. You are now entering the world of a movie review. A world full of drama, joy, ridicule, movie spoilers, unpopular opinions, and adult humor for as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies.
Greetings and salutations. Well,
Say what now?
Salutations.
Salutations.
I don't want to know what you were doing before we started.
I had a mouthpiece half in my mouth, half out of my mouth.
Okay,
Just saying.
Anyway.
So, welcome everybody. This is your favorite movie-based podcast, An Evening at the Movies, the podcast where we eat the stale popcorn, we drink the watered-down sodas, and we talk about all of our favorite movies and why we love them. So, spoiler alert, I actually had the stale popcorns earlier. So there will be no stale popcorn consumption in this episode.
Is there ever?
So, haha.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
On that note, we're joined obviously this week by everybody's favorite smartass. Say hi, smartass.
Hi, smartass. Jerk. Oh. I'm here.
Whatever.
So far, my internet is working. My left eye is not working. So if you see me going like this a lot, just ignore that. Had LASIK on Friday and still not recovered. So that's why I'm wearing no eye makeup. You guys don't get this version of me very much. So don't mock me.
Whatever. And we have a very special guest with us this week, making her An Evening at the Movies debut. We have Movie Miss from Let's Talk Turkeys with us for the first time. Welcome, finally. It doesn't. Finally.
Yay!
Thank you. Hello. Very happy to be here, and especially on this film, which I know you're excited about, Uncle Michael.
Oh, I am.
I love that, and Mrs. Dr. Chalice.
I mean,
you know what? Honestly, though, at first I thought she was a bitch when the movie first starts, but then later, as the movie's gone on, you're like, I get it.
yeah. I was like, yeah, he's not winning father of the year, but I saw this meme once, and it makes me laugh. It says if you hate oh my god, what is his last name? Tom Atkins. Okay, woo. My mind, like, woo. Okay, says if you hate Tom Atkins, it's probably because he fucked your mom.
Wow.
Because he was hot shit in the early 80s. I'm just saying.
You know, he had that whole vibe of like the 90s Michael Douglas. Like Tom Atkins in the 80s thought he was supremely fuckable at all times. And it's like, were ya? You were no Tom Selleck, sir.
Was, though.
You were no Tom Selleck, sir.
No, nobody was. He had the mustache going for him, though.
I suppose. It does its own stunts, so.
Exactly.
You know that in the credits, I didn't read it to see, but you know there was a mustache groomer on hands at all times.
I'm sure. Mustache coordinator at all times. Also goes along with the intimacy coordinator because that mustache has a mind of its own.
Yeah, give me some stats here because we're talking Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, but I was good and I did not look at the scores. So I'm dying to talk about this.
Well, okay, we can just
So,
dive
the
right
Rotten Tomato score?
Yeah, because I released my
we're
I released my Halloween 3 episode re-release from season 1 today on my show, Let's Talk Turkeys, to coincide with this tonight. So people can just get all the Halloween 3 they can handle. But when I was remastering it, I didn't pay close attention to the scores because I always say the scores on my show. So I'm not cheating, I promise.
Yeah. We'll see.
I suppose I should probably pull up my notes then so we can get into it. Because let's be
I
honest,
am dying to. I have a
can't.
lot to say.
I'm interested.
Well, there's some things to say.
This movie is a fucking masterpiece. 0 notes, and I will not hear any criticism.
0 notes. No notes.
Is it?
Yes.
It is not a masterpiece.
Is it?
No.
Yes.
But I would take the stance where it's so bad it's good. This is a movie to me that definitely is the epitome of so bad it's good. It took me a while to come around to that, but that's where I'm at.
All right. Well, let's do the stats, Kasey, and then we'll do Rotten Tomatoes so we can go ahead and dive into the masterpiece. And I'm wearing
She's going to die on this hill.
Oh, I will. This is one of the hills I will die on. Kasey knows.
Yeah, we had this discussion a couple years ago. The first time we went down this road, and then probably later when we went down the road of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
That wasn't my idea.
Wait, that 2? You didn't cover.
Your brother wanted to do that.
That is true.
Okay, he did 1 and 2.
Don't throw that at my feet.
Did we do both of them, or did we just do the second one? We must have done the first one too. My brother and my daughter will die on the hill that Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is a great movie. I think if you take out about 25% of it, I would agree. But anyway.
Fascinating.
Yeah, we haven't discussed the first remake.
Okay.
Yet. We've been kind of all over the place with we're not going.
We have.
You're not linear.
No, we do not go in any order at all.
There is nothing linear about this franchise at all. I don't care who you are.
Anyway.
Well, there's the different timelines, which I appreciate for their own, what they bring to the table.
And then the cheese stands alone with this one.
Right? Emphasis on stinky cheese.
Silver Shamrock.
All right. So we have stats. For those of you who do not know, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. This will be the last time you hear me refer to it as that, by the way. Released on October 22nd, 1982. It was directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. It was released by Tommy Lee Wallace.
I love Tommy Lee Wallace.
He directed the original It miniseries.
That
Tim Curry.
And The Fog.
Classic film by the.
Well, he didn't direct The Fog, but he was on The Fog. Anyway, continue.
It was released by Universal Pictures. Had a box office or a budget, of $4.6 million, and a whopping box office of $14.4 million.
Hey, it made money.
Some.
For those of you who
Before word got
may
around.
that much, for those of you who may be watching and or listening, thank you. We appreciate you. Um, but we also, if you have not seen Season of the Witch, it is not available for free anywheres. You'll have to
Mm-mm.
pay the $3.99 to rent it online or buy it for a lot more. And just rent it if you have to. But go
No,
rent
I
it.
bought the special edition Blu-ray.
There's a special edition Blu-ray? Ooh, I need that.
That's what I have. I think it's a special
Ooh,
edition, but
you
it's
I'm so mad because I have this beautiful action figure set for Halloween 3 that I got at Target, and it's like it sells for like a lot of money now. And I wanted to bring it for this episode, but I have already packed it, so I'm really upset because I wanted to like show it off to everybody.
oh, I have the little set of the trick-or-treaters in the little silver shamrock box. I don't know if it was NECA or who put it out,
I
but it's really cool.
Well, mine is the trick or treaters with the masks, but it's not in a silver
Mhm.
shamrock box. It's
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's in a like plastic box like a Barbie would come in, but bigger, and then it slides into a
That's what I have.
overall.
Yeah, outside it says silver shamrock, I believe.
Okay, well now I can't remember what the outside says. I
I think
think mine looks like the cover of the movie, like the movie
oh,
poster.
okay, okay.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, they're cool and they're actually worth money now. Who knew?
Right? I will never part with mine, however.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
They're
Same.
too cool looking.
I really want to play with them, but I don't. If I can keep my Elvis and Priscilla Barbies in the
want to
box, I
play.
can keep them in the box.
You want
Anyway,
to play with Dr. Dan.
I mean, sexual harassment in the workplace aside and bad dad aside, I'd play with him.
Right? Sexual. He
He's
is
not your
just
dad, and he's not your coworker.
oof.
Okay, but I'm officially offended that he's pinching nurses' asses and that she's just supposed to accept it because that was.
Because he's sex on a stick. Everybody wants to fuck him immediately.
I mean,
Immediately.
and she's like, "There's cookies and milk in the
Well, I
fridge for
mean,
you, Dr. Chalice." I actually like her because you can tell she reminds me of Mrs. Owls in Halloween 2. You can tell she takes no shit from anyone. I loved Mrs. Owls. I was so sad when she died.
look at how fast Ellie fell over with her legs in the air too.
Hey,
It's insanity.
grief is nature's most powerful aphrodisiac. That's
Oh,
from old school, but it's also kind of true. That's why people are always fucking in horror movies. Fear and grief. That's what gets people horny. Don't ask me why.
yeah, but what's weird is she barely knows him, hardly at all, right before they decide to go on the hunt to find her father or their father's killer or whatever. And she packs
Mhm.
this little suitcase for this trip, but she made sure to put in the lingerie.
I said the same thing.
She was DTF immediate. He was so charming.
Immediately.
The minute she walks in the room to identify her father, who's still in murder
Not even
pose,
cold yet. And
blood
she's got
still.
this cosmetics case, but she's got room for her lace teddy.
She's immediately charmed by this man. It's insanity.
Uh, yeah,
Well,
I actually, when we
it
were
is the
watching it the other
mustache.
night, I said that to Kasey. I'm like, I'm glad she made room in her luggage for the important stuff.
But not a towel because she had to wrap herself in that disgusting hotel
Oh,
comforter.
Which night when we were watching this was that comment?
the
The
first
first
one,
night,
I think, when you fell asleep. I've watched this movie twice in the past week, and I don't care.
He fell asleep.
He does that a lot.
I
That
watched
tracks.
it 1.9 times in the
That
last week.
tracks.
Okay, Rotten Tomatoes, before we get further down the
Yes.
rabbit hole.
See, I warned you that there is rabbit holes all over the place when it comes to
Oh yeah, we
Miss
make
Amanda and I
those.
recorded. I do believe I already warned her about the
The
first
rants,
simplest
tangents.
episode.
Oh.
Oh no, the first simplest episode.
Well, we're not pulling one
The
of those
five
because I got a basketball game to watch.
Oh really?
My babies are playing in 30 minutes. So,
Yeah,
but I don't need to
we're
be
not go
after
we're
halftime.
not going no 4.5, 5 hours
No.
talking about this
This
movie.
movie does not warrant that anyway. I don't think.
The
This
first movie
movie,
we talked about, didn't we? Just talked for it was just ridiculous. Yeah. But
Okay.
we'll
it was
ooh,
Friends. Thank you very much.
Kylie Jenner looks hot. Okay, sorry. Got the Met Gala over here on the side.
Like you
Mm,
got priorities.
so,
I respect that.
Yeah.
yeah, I got priorities too. We're going to talk about Rotten Tomato scores for this movie. I have two scores, as we all know. I have the tomato meter, which is the critics. I have the popcorn meter, which is the audience. And we'll see which one of the two ladies can come the closest. Dare I say without going over, but if you do, it's not that big of a deal because
I
I
always
don't
come
think either of the
go
two of
over.
you are getting that close with this one.
All right,
I cracked myself up.
I think
Sorry.
Mrs. Dr. Fuckstick should go first.
Okay. So I know critics hated this, and so I will tell you when I do this Rotten Tomatoes thing, because you're a guest and you don't know, you have to remember that Rotten Tomatoes didn't come about till like the 2000s. So people are going back and reviewing movies that came, they're not reviewing them when they came out. So I always take that into consideration when I'm trying to think of my score, because people reviewing it now isn't the same as people reviewing it then. But this movie is becoming a cult classic. People are finally coming around. I get annoyed now when I see these like Twitter feeds or whatever, or like Reddit posts where people are talking about how much they love Halloween 3 and how cool it is. Like, go fuck yourself. I've loved this movie since the beginning. Get off my bandwagon. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to go tomato meter. I'm going to go like 48%. And I feel like I'm normally slutty with my ratings, but I feel like maybe that's even high. Popcorn meter. Maybe a little more generous since people are coming around, and I'm going to go with like 58. Did I say 48 and 58? Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Okay. 48 and 58. I feel like you're probably right. See, yeah, we're not getting like the Leonard Maltin and the Roger Eberts and all that. We're getting the newer critics. So I feel
Right.
like they're
Oh, they
probably
neither of the
not.
two of them had anything good to say about this movie at all.
Yeah, well, Ebert notoriously didn't like horror movies, so
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me. I feel like you're probably right on the money with 48, so I'll just inch you out with the 49.
Price is
Because I
right.
think I don't at 50 and over seems wrong to me
Yeah.
for critics. And then for popcorn meter, I'm gonna say, because it's audiences coming around on it being a cult classic,
Yeah.
maybe higher, maybe like 55.
Okay.
That's my guess.
So
We're
I
close.
actually was going to give you credit for letting Amanda go first because she is notorious for Price's writing. So people that go first.
That's not true. I'm always overly slutty with my ratings.
I was not about to come on here and take over, guys. I'm a guest.
So, there was you both are very close on one
Okay.
to the fact that the tomato meter was 51%.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I undershot it. Wow. All right. But we were both very close.
I figured it'd be around 50.
I would say
Now
I covered
comes
the spread if there was one.
we're not talking about spreads because Chancey's still in witness protection, and
We'll be talking about spreads in a minute when we start talking about Dr. Chalice. So might as well get it out there.
oh god, I opened the door and walked right fucking.
Yes, girl, yes.
Okay.
Anyway, and the popcorn meter with a whopping audience score on
Whopping.
50,000 plus ratings.
It's a lot.
Evidently, it's not that much of a cult classic because the audience says 30%.
Whoa.
What?
Come on,
Uh-oh. I don't know about that.
That's interesting.
Okay, so the people that love it aren't
I'm
logging their
not gonna lie.
opinion, is
They're
what
not
you're
on Rotten
saying.
Tomatoes, yeah.
I was gonna say, I, the thing that surprised me wasn't the fact that what the numbers were for the ratings. It was the fact that the critic score was not just higher, but 21% higher. Hi, Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Pearl. Well, because
Kitty.
critically, if you can separate this
I
from the rest of the Halloween franchise, you can appreciate what it has to offer.
Yeah, see, if they had not called it Halloween and maybe, you know, and had a better ending, I would 100% be championing this movie. Yeah. But the ending was wah wah. There's no payoff. There's no well, we'll get to it. But
Well, okay.
and then also leave off Halloween as part of the
turn it
title.
But
off.
it's John
Turn it
Carpenter's baby,
off.
and he wanted it to
Turn
be an
it
anthology. So
off.
stop it.
No, see what I wanted was I wanted melty faces and lasers and bugs coming out of all the children's eyes. This movie promises you mass annihilation of these children, and we don't get it. So I felt very let down. I wanted to see laser bugs and murder children, but no, we don't get that.
Wow, so you didn't want Dr. Chalice to
You
save
get
them.
one.
Yeah, we get one in the middle, not at the end. I wanted a slam bang finish. We didn't get it. Yeah, so that was kind of wah for me. That's why I hated
what she
this
said.
first time around. I had to come around on this movie.
I did too. For sure. Okay, well let me break down the plot real quick for the people that don't know.
Yes.
Let's see here. Emergency room doctor Dan Chalice and Ellie Grimbridge, the daughter of a murder victim, uncover a terrible plot by a small-town mask maker named Connell Cochran, a madman who's planning a Halloween mass murder utilizing an ancient Celtic ritual. The ritual involves a boulder stolen from Stonehenge. Don't get me fucking started on that. The use of silver shamrock masks and a triggering device contained in a television commercial, all designed to kill millions of children. Dun dun dun.
Okay. That was amazing. And now I want to throw mine. I want to throw mine in. Can I throw mine in?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this movie starts and you think you're going to get a commentary on capitalism and consumerism.
You do.
But no. Turns out we get an evil Irish warlock who's a funny prankster who builds robots and microchips and has a clear bone to pick with all the children of the world because adults have forgotten the true meaning of Halloween, which is the festival of Samhain, where you would protect children from evil spirits by putting ugly masks on them. But instead, this man wants to murder the children. This movie makes not one lick of fucking sense. Not at all.
See, I still think you get the capitalism stuff. That's one of the reasons I like it, is like, I mean, yeah, you think it's going to be a little different, but it's all about like things that people were scared of in the 80s besides, Russia. Corporate power and control and like, and then robots, like the future kind of stuff. Where
they all look like Dick Warlock.
Is kind of weird. I will say that the anti-children stuff is kind of weird, but
bizarre.
Yeah,
bizarre.
I thought
Yeah,
Irish
I call
people
the
liked little kids.
all the robots look like Dick Warlock in a suit. Like that's
Yes,
so
they
awesome.
do.
I love that he's the assassin.
But I mean, okay, to be fair, in 1983, is that what it was? 2. Um, in 1982, the practical effects in this movie are fucking bomb. And especially the robots. Because, I mean, obviously they're real humans. We know that. But, like, to think that you could, in the 80s, create a robot that looks that human, like, that's one of the things society was scared of. And, we're looking at it now with, like, AI and stuff. It's like, you know, it was very futuristic. And, like, I just, I
Girl,
don't
I
know.
have to
I
bite
it
my
touched on a lot
tongue.
of good themes, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I have to bite my tongue so hard because when he goes and finds that little old lady knitting and her head pops off and she turns out to be a robot, I did not for one hot second think she looked real.
I
No.
can't remember if I thought she looked real.
No.
I might have, just because it was kind of like they did something with the dark and the shadows and whatever. But
Yeah,
I was also like, why would there be an old lady knitting in this mask factory?
right? It's Grandma Warlock.
Yeah. Not only does he hate children, he hates his mother and he keeps her locked in a room with all his toys.
Fuck yes. That's a movie I'm watching. Let's watch that. Grandma stuck in the factory.
Reminds me of The Menu,
No,
where he's got his mom
no,
in the
no, no.
restaurant. She's just over there in the corner drunk.
Oh my
Like,
god, that's a good one. So, but you were saying practical effects. I wanted to mention, yes, the death scene of the father in the hospital when he reaches in his freaking eye sockets and pulls the bridge of the nose up.
ooh.
Glorious. I cringe every time.
Yeah, and Marge, yeah.
Yes,
Like, when her
Marge.
face is just, like, melted off, like, even before the
Yes.
bugs, it's just like, and Casey and I talk about this a lot, like,
Uh,
we love horror, we
Otherwise known
appreciate.
as Amanda's favorite death scene.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, I don't do bugs, so I look away from the
Mhm.
bug scenes, but before the bugs come out of her, that is really cool. I've learned I look away from the bug scenes now, I just can't, but we love horror, we love technology, we love how far stuff has come, but for the two of us at least, nothing beats a good practical effect. And nobody does that anymore, it seems like. And it sucks because it's like, yeah, it looks cheesy now when you look back at it, but you're like, think about what they had to work with in 1982 and look what they created. Like that's pretty amazing. I don't know.
Well, I
You want to
mean,
chime in on that?
Blumhouse kind of sort of tried to go practical with that trilogy that shall remain nameless because I don't like talking about ends.
That trilogy. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's talking about the new Halloween movies.
Oh, gotcha.
Casey hates
Yeah,
ends probably more than he hates this
They're
movie.
Blumhouse? Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
mhm.
Okay. That explains a lot.
I actually was going to co-host Guma because I was actually going to bring that up at some point towards the end of the show.
Oh.
Was I feel like um, this movie is not my number one most hated movie in said franchise.
Me either. I don't rank it when I do rankings, but I wouldn't put it as a hatred, no.
This is in my top 5.
Halloween movies?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you were mentioning practical effects though, and I don't know your guys' ages, but I was a teenager in the 80s, and so I grew up on these movies, and I am a practical effects all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Give it to me, baby. Like
You were
I want.
not a teenager in the 80s.
Oh, ma'am, I
You look
certainly
younger than
was.
me.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you and your cat. Yes, I was.
She does.
I was.
She does, but at the same time, she also told me very early in our getting acquainted with each other what her age is, and I just about had a heart attack.
Yeah, I can't see that at all. So good for you, girl.
Yeah.
We were
Thanks.
teenagers in the 90s, so
Well, you know, I'm a warlock, so.
well, that explains it. Do you have a piece of Stonehenge in your house?
I do. And, you know, I would tell you how it got here, but I would rather just write it off by saying we had a hell of a time getting it here. The end. No explanation whatsoever.
Oh, we had a time getting it here.
What?
Oh.
What? What did he helicopter it across and have no
Yeah.
problem with customs? Like, how did nobody noticed
That is the
Stonehenge
most
was
unrealistic part of this movie, in my opinion. Is how the fuck did you get Stonehenge to California? Like, come on, y'all.
it's so good.
And that's where your power has to come from, right? You couldn't have just made a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. It has to come from Stonehenge.
It's so asinine.
I mean, Irish pot of the gold at the end of the freaking rainbow.
That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. It would be easier to find a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow than it would be to move Stonehenge from Ireland to California.
England.
Oh, my bad.
So
It's not even in Ireland. It's an English freaking monument.
Sorry, Jesus.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
That's one of the bones to pick with this movie, as far as why when the first few times I watched this in the 80s, I hated it because I was like, that's ridiculous. That's not ever happening. The robot thing, that's not ever happening. But the other thing that I thought was here's the most unbelievable part of this movie. Okay. It's that a alcoholic, mustachioed Lothario doctor moonlighting as a detective is our protagonist.
He doesn't care about being a detective. He cares about getting in her pants. He's just along for the ride.
Oh my God. He is all about compiling the file and then calling the police when they've got all the information.
Like, this one patient dies, and now all of a sudden he's on a quest.
He's
so
on the
upset.
case. Yeah, it's insanity. It is insanity to me. But see, that's what makes this movie so glorious. It's because it's insane if you break it down.
And at least, yes, I know it's not a Michael Myers movie, but I appreciate John Carpenter for wanting to try his anthology thing. And I think an anthology Halloween series would have been fucking amazing. Like, look at Tales from the Crypt and Creepshow and like the new Creepshow and American Horror Stories. Like, people just weren't ready for that. But at least we get the tiny bit of the fourth wall broken when he's in the bar and we see the preview for Halloween, and then Cochran puts him in the room and he's watching Halloween. I was like, I thought that was kind of cool, at least.
Well, it tells you it takes place in the same universe that Halloween is a movie. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, my honest to God opinion, I think this would have worked had it not been as cheesy as it was.
It's the 80s.
Cheesy in what way, though, sir? Cheesy how?
Well, I mean, 80s B movie, B horror in that fashion.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like the original and even the drunken stupor that was Halloween 2 weren't necessarily that level of cheesiness. But
Halloween 2 is cheesy to you? Is that what you?
No, he's saying it's not.
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to reach through and just give you a little slap if that's what you were saying.
No, John Carpenter was too drunk for that to be freaking.
Yeah. I am too drunk to taste this chicken.
Exactly. And I feel like if Season of the Witch had been more successful out of the gate / critically acclaimed out of the gate, then that would have opened the door for John Carpenter's vision to more become a reality and focus on Halloween 4, not the return of Michael Myers, Halloween 5, not the mysterious Trenchcoat Mafia movie.
Worst mask ever. I mean, I think
And
this
don't get
movie
me
was ahead
started
of its
on
time. I
Halloween
think
6.
when I say ahead of its
It
time,
was.
I
I just
mean
don't think.
people weren't ready for it. Like for the futuristic part of it, I think it just wasn't. People weren't quite ready for that. And
Well,
honestly, oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say the robot thing reminds me of that movie Future World, which came out right around the same time, I believe. So it's kind of a similar vibe there.
Oh, I haven't seen that. To write it down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what the show was based on was the show with the robots. Future World. No, what's the other one? Oh, can't think of it.
I can only think of the one with the little girl robot.
I'm thinking the one with Yul Brenner.
Small Wonder.
No.
No, Small Wonder's the one I'm thinking of.
No, it's like an HBO show.
I know. That's what I was saying.
Westworld?
Small Wonder.
Westworld.
Oh,
Westworld.
okay.
Okay, so the movie came out around this time for Westworld, which is what the new HBO show or whatever is based on. That's the
Yeah.
similar vibe of this movie, is what I was trying to say. Sorry.
I mean, the only stuff I really thought was cheesy was a couple of the characters, like Cochran, and then that Buddy Kupfer, like their whole like you're not Santa Claus. Stop laughing like that. But so they were cheesy. But other than that, I mean, other than where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice?
Oh my God. Just stop. And then she's a robot at the end because they turn her so quickly too. Not only can they make the robots, but they are amazingly fast at
Yeah,
it.
how did they turn? So I thought the robots were manufactured as robots to look like humans, but they changed her from a human to a robot.
They made a robot that
Like-
looked like her.
Yeah, so
That's
they just,
amazingly fast.
yeah. Well, maybe they had been working on it for a while. You know, as soon as they came into town and they saw them on their closed circuit TV, they were like, "We may need a robot of that little brunette." You never know.
So I have a question for both of you.
Okay.
This is a horror movie, quote unquote. Did at any point ever in your viewing experience with this film find this movie scary?
The mask thing scared me when the mask melted on the kid and all this like that scared me because that's like I finally realized what the point of it all was, and the point is killing kids is like you couldn't do that in the 80s. That's another thing this movie did that you could not do in the 80s was kill children. Like it was forbidden. So yeah, that scared me.
Okay.
Other than that, not really. I found it as more of a thriller, I guess, like it's sci-fi horror, but
Okay. What about you? Mr. Uncle Michael.
Mm,
That's such a great
yeah.
name.
Unfortunately for me, when I first watched this movie, I was watching it on broadcast TV at the time, and this was back in the semi mid late 80s. So, for those of you Gen Zers who don't catch my reference, a lot of stuff on broadcast TV got cut it out. So, a lot of the over the top stuff didn't necessarily get broadcast. So, the first time watching it, you kind of sort of know what to expect, but you don't really get the scare moments. The second time watching it, it's like, okay, you kind of sort of know what's coming. So
it's never scared you.
But there were a few good jump scares, like with the music. I mean, not a lot, but like, you know, when the drunk guy is like, "Oh, Halloween, Halloween," and it goes, "Bang," and the guys jump out, like that made me jump. So
That's my
yes,
that is my note, is that the jump scare music stings are the only things in this movie that are scary. Because I like every time I watch it, I am genuinely frightened by the man in the corner with the Casio keyboard, because that's what it is. It's the music stings.
Yeah,
is the scary part. You're absolutely right.
I love the music in this movie. It's just so perfect.
Yes, and
You can
the
love the music in
song,
this movie all you want, and like I
the
said the other
silver.
night, this is not the original score.
Nobody claimed it was. Calm your tits.
No,
But what
I'm
do you
just
think of
saying.
the Silver Shamrock song though? That's an earworm.
It
Oh my
really
god.
is. It gets so stuck in your head. Happy,
S-
happy Halloween,
So
So
Halloween, Halloween.
go for it. What were you gonna say?
I had or have a friend who uh, is a huge Halloween fan as well. This story's
Do you have other friends
never
besides
been
me?
brought up yet.
Just kidding.
Surprise, surprise, one or two. Um, but she's one of those people that cannot stand this movie at all. And one of the things I used to love to do to her all the time was I would post on her Facebook the Silver Shamrock jingle.
Mm.
And this is back in the early days of being able to post videos where all you had to do was start scrolling and the video immediately started playing. So as soon as it gets to a certain point scrolling up the screen, all of a sudden you get a doot, 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 and then all of a sudden the theme song starts and she's all like, "Oh damn it! Now I can't get it out of my freaking head." And
Silver
I swear to
Shamrock.
God,
So the video for that, and you get it in the movie. I'm surprised there's not a warning on this that there's like a seizure
I
warning
know.
because that is seizure inducing graphics.
Definitely.
It's
um,
terrible.
one of my watchings I watched on Amazon, and there is a warning that comes up in the upper
Interesting.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
that
Um
corner.
Well, I watched it in a theater last year, and oh my God, how amazing. But they did not give a seizure warning. So
oh, that's interesting.
it was, I went by myself, and I was so happy to be able to watch that on the big screen.
Were there a lot of people there with you?
It
That is
wasn't,
though, considering
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
so as a
the amount
kid,
of
like,
knowledge out there on flashing lights and
yeah. Sorry, sometimes Kasey has like a lag with us, and we talk over each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to see the original Halloween in the theater and at the drive-in a few years ago, and then I got to see this one last year because we have a theater that does like old movies and stuff, and it just made me so happy because
That's so fun.
I didn't go to the movies much as a kid anyway. It just wasn't a thing that we did, but also, I was too young to see these in a theater at that time. I mean, my mom was pregnant with me when the original Halloween came out.
Okay. Okay. I get it. You're younger. Okay.
Well,
Rub
that's
it
not what
in.
I meant. I'm
Rub it
sorry.
in. We know. We get
not
it.
much.
Not
No,
much. I was
but
born 2 months after.
when you were talking about the songs though, I wanted to ask you, so they used the theme, the music for London Bridge, which is a public domain song.
Mhm.
And I was looking at other public
Ooh.
domain songs. Yeah, London Bridge is falling down.
How did I never make that connection?
Yes, ma'am. And it was public domain, which is why they used it. Oh my God, we got a revelation. You're welcome.
That
Because you don't
blew
you
my
don't have to pay
mind.
royalties every time that the
Mm-mm.
song. The amount of times that they played that song, oh Jesus Christ, Universal would have gone bankrupt.
But I was like, what other could they have used? I think they made the right choice because the alphabet song, Three Blind Mice, Row, Row, Row Your Boat, like there's so
Yeah.
many that little Mary Had a Little Lamb. None of those quite have the same ring, the annoying,
Yeah.
um,
And they're not
tempo that
fast.
London Bridge has.
I mean, they could have done Mary Had a Little Lamb and sped it up.
Yeah, I was fascinated when I read that. I was like, wow, okay.
Oh my God, I'm so happy I learned something new about this movie because I did not know that.
I am a wealth of useless information. You're welcome.
Well, I thought I was too, but that is some good, useless information I have never heard. And now it's all I can
Hey.
hear. I
Okay.
love it.
It is not very often that one gets stumped.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, you talk about the original Halloween. I don't think there's anything you can tell me that I don't already know, but this one, maybe, and that was a good one. I'm impressed.
Okay.
Okay, talk amongst yourselves, and
Like
I'll be back. In
literally,
like
she's read all the damn.
Oh yeah,
She's read all the books. She's seen all the movies. She's
all the
read the
documentaries, all the
novelizations of said book.
Yeah. What about the comics?
We've seen all the behind the scenes
I
features.
don't have the comics. I haven't seen those, and I've been wanting to try to get my hands on them. But I do have. I'm trying to find it on my bookshelf. There's a it's like a kid's storybook of Halloween.
Oh, really?
That David Gordon Green did when they were getting ready to release the new one, and it's
Oh.
really cool.
I was excited for a second until you said David Gordon Green.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
So you're a big Halloween fan. Like you collect a bunch of Halloween stuff. Like that's really cool.
I am a little obsessed.
I mean, that's not
Sweet.
the only shirt
if
she
I hadn't-
has.
If I hadn't taken all my stuff off the wall because I'm packing my house, you would have seen my signed Halloween picture signed by John Carpenter and my signed picture of PJ Souls. And I got some pictures of her. I was super excited. And yeah,
That is so cool.
I'm very obsessed.
Okay.
But okay, well,
I
I'll
like
be right
it.
back and then I'll see if I can grab that book off my shelf. But are you guys okay if I leave for like 2 minutes, maybe less?
I don't know.
You'll survive. I'll be right back.
Oh,
So,
I just wanted
for
to.
those of you watching and listening, I was just going to say I've got all the pictures that Amanda was just referring to. So when we drop this episode on Wednesday morning on the Facebook group page, I will post all the pictures of her and PJ, her and John Carpenter.
Please do.
Well, not her and John Carpenter, her pictures she has.
That would be
Evidently,
so cool.
John Carpenter was not cheap to get pictures with.
I can imagine.
So,
yeah, no, I
mean,
can imagine.
I imagine he's cheaper than. I've heard horror stories about how much it costs to get pictures with Robert Englund at the conventions.
Yeah, that's why I never have, even though I'd love
Me
to.
being a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, that is a dream. I could never ever fathom spending that kind of money for a 2-second. Hi, how are you? Next.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a lot. I have a really good friend who he sent me an autographed poster with Wes Craven's autograph on it. I don't know how or where he got it, but I was like, oh my God, thank you. Because that's my thing. I'm a huge Wes Craven fan. So
you
that's
guys
one of
are
my
best friends.
That's one of my prized possessions.
Here we go.
Oh my God. That almost looks like Addams Family cartoon animation, like the characters.
Look, it's so cute. It's like a little kid's storybook, only it's not.
Yeah, could you imagine reading that to a small child?
Right?
Let's tuck you in. Don't let Michael Myers bite.
I'm not gonna lie. She probably read that to Abby when.
The time had come for trick-or-treats, makeup, masks, and capes, but no one saw the crazy man with the scary shape.
Not a crazy man.
Not a crazy man.
I can think of a lot of words for him.
You know, honestly, if they had just given him some albuterol and maybe got him laid when he turned 18, I think the rest of this could have been avoided.
You think that's pent-up sexual frustration?
I mean, isn't that usually what it is? I don't know though. 6-year-old, like, yeah.
Oh
Which
my
again
God.
was another wild.
Have you seen Rob Zombie's remake?
Well, yes, but that movie clearly showed that nature and nurture kind of collided into a big explosion, because it wasn't just that he was crazy, it was also that his family was batshit crazy too.
Yeah, that movie didn't need to exist. I don't need the backstory for this. It takes away everything about Michael Myers that makes him scary.
Yep. Well, so do basically all the subsequent movies. I mean, making Lori his sister completely takes away from what John Carpenter wanted. So
Agreed. That was a bonkers decision.
yeah. Because this movie, I mean, the movie we're talking about, but Halloween, so I will tell you, I'm like the biggest Halloween fan ever. But the original Halloween scared the ever loving shit out of me. And my mom loved it, so she would always watch it. And now, to be fair, she let me watch it when I was 5. And I was traumatized. When Halloween 4 came out and we started seeing the like commercials on TV, I think I was like 8 or 9. And I would like cry every time one of them came on because I was so scared. I could not watch this movie alone until I was well into my 20s. And I couldn't watch it in the dark alone until after that. And I really still won't watch it in the dark alone.
Oh my God. My little cousin, because he saw it too young, he saw Jaws too young, he wouldn't go in a pool. He saw Halloween too young. He couldn't quite say Michael Myers, so he'd run around going, Mama-eyes, Mama-eyes. And we're like, what is he saying? Mama-eyes. Oh my God. Yeah. Do not show these to small children. Even this one, even though it's ludicrous, a small child would be traumatized by face bugs and lasers for sure.
Yeah, for sure. The melting mask on your face, I'd never go trick-or-treating again.
Which I wanted to ask you guys a glaring plot hole to me in
Which
this
one?
movie.
Okay.
So the whole point, even though it's convoluted and ridiculous, is to get the masks, these only 3 designs, but get these masks into the hands of the world's children, right? As quickly as possible, so they're ready for the show at 9 o'clock or whatever.
Ooh.
So why does Marge and anybody else have to huck their ass all the way to Santa Mira to pick up the fucking masks 2 days before Halloween? And her dad, they think he went to get masks. Why are they not FedEx overnighting these bitches to everybody, every shop owner in America, to make sure the kids are wearing the masks?
Did
That
overnight
made no
shipping
sense.
exist then?
Yeah, of course. Of course, you
Okay.
could do overnight shipping. So that made no sense to me. If you're so worried that the children are wearing the masks, why aren't you getting them to these people quickly?
Good call.
I was like, to this day, what? Why is Marge driving her ass all the way out there?
You know what the biggest plot hole to me is? And granted, this is before social media, before cell phones. There was like one phone line and everybody had to share it. Time zones. Time zones destroys his entire plan because the kids on the East Coast get murdered. Everybody else is going to know. Don't put on that fucking mask. We just saw what happened to the kids in Maine. Like, don't do that.
That's
like
a
the
really
kids in
good
California are fucking
point.
safe.
Right? No, but clearly they're not, because even though he's screaming at the top of his lungs to the only apparently he's got one streamer who can run all 3 networks at the same time on the phone. Don't run the commercial. How he has NBC, ABC, and CBS all on the line at the same time.
And you know it's only local in that part of California. So like everybody else is still dying.
Yeah, it's insanity to me. This whole movie, I keep saying it, it's just insanity. So if you just like overlook all the the nitpicky stuff and you just roll with it, it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Like I laugh so much.
Yeah. You know what the other big plot hole to me is that Chalice and Robot Ellie destroy them. They do the thing, they throw all the little logos over. Everything blows up. It looks like the piece of Stonehenge dies or loses its power or whatever. So how does the commercial work after that? That's like that was my biggest thing, was like the commercial just lost all its power.
Because the chips are still in the masks that the kids are wearing, and the stream from the TV, the signal
thing died. So how could the chips be powered?
How is it powering the signal? I know.
Yeah.
I know.
What can you do?
I know. Now, seeing you love this movie, but you're picking it apart too, girl. I see you.
Oh, I don't mind. I'll pick it apart. I still love it. I don't care.
I see you.
This movie is full of plot holes.
Yeah, the script is just bananas.
I do have the novelization of it, and it's almost as bad, but it's a little better.
Was it based on the script and came after the movie, or did it come first?
Yeah. No,
okay.
Every Halloween movie has had a novelization. The first one you cannot find for like less than like $200 or $300. And you know what pisses me off is I had it as a kid and I got rid of it. Now I have a PDF copy of it, but I have the novelizations of 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Nice. Okay.
4 is the only
It's a
one I
shame-
have an actual hard copy of. The others are all like printable versions because the actual books are so hard to find. But still, they're
I was
cool.
gonna
They
say
just,
it's a
I'm
shame that
pretty
they're.
sure.
I would say it's a shame that they're from the movie, like since the movie gets made and then they take it from the script or the film versus being done first. Because I would love an explanation, a backstory of the Man in Black and the whole cult versus the explanation we sort of get in the director's cut of Part 6 with Paul Rudd. Like,
the director's cut helps a little, but it's still just like
still
garbage.
Dumb. Still
God,
dumb.
that movie is so. We did review that movie. That was the other one my brother was on. We did the director's cut of Halloween 6, right? Because it was me and you and Chancey and my brother,
Oh,
right?
fun.
Didn't we?
Yes,
Yeah. My brother's not a big podcast
I
person,
believe
but
so.
he's like me. We're horror obsessed.
Yeah, that's my favorite genre as well.
Yeah.
And then again, going back to the practical effects, my favorite subgenre of horror is werewolves. So
Oh, okay.
give me a practical effect werewolf movie and I am so in heaven.
Well, then we might have an invitation for you in June. Is it June that we're doing that?
For CC, senor.
We're doing the Wolfman in June, the original with Lon. If you want to.
Really?
Yeah.
So normally we do the coming soon later in the show, but yeah, the month of June we're doing classic Hollywood. So 1 week we're doing a James Bond movie, 1 week we're doing um, Marilyn Monroe, 1 week we're doing a
Musicals.
Disney animated and Disney live action musical, and then a Universal horror or a Universal monster movie.
Yeah.
I already solo did Dracula and Frankenstein, and I feel like those two kind of get all the attention anyway.
Mhm.
So my thought was, why not focus on the Mummy or the Wolfman or the Invisible Man?
I was gonna say the Invisible Man would have been
And
good, but I'm excited about the Wolfman. You're like our
the
other
Invisible
horror
Man
friend.
could have been
Yeah, she's obsessed with wolves too. Werewolves. Yeah.
Nice.
Luana.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll let you know if you want to join us
Yeah.
for that one. That would be cool. And then
Yeah.
in July we're doing Summerween, so we'll have more horror movies.
Oh my God. Okay. I love it so
And
much.
spoiler alert, I didn't run this one by my co-host, but also in August, I believe August 27th, this episode will drop. But uh, this year is the 10th anniversary of the passing of Senior Wes Craven.
It's been 10 years? Oh my God.
2005.
Wow.
No, yeah, however long.
I did not know it's been that long. Wow.
So yeah, so we thought, well, my idea was revisiting Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. And I already cordially invited our esteemed guest to join us for that episode, and she was incredibly excited.
Esteemed.
Highly esteemed.
Highly.
Yes, because that's a horror classic. So, and I have some fun stories associated with that movie. So that'll be a blast.
I have a fun story with that too, so that will be fun.
Yay. And also that
Yeah,
is my birthday is the end of August. So that'll be a nice
Ooh.
capper on the birthday to talk about one of my favorite horror films. So awesome.
Well, I could potentially be moving then, so we will see what my schedule looks like. But regardless, you guys can do the thing. So, So what?
Spoiler
anything-
alert, Amanda said in our chat today, she's not going to be moving anytime soon because they haven't
Yeah.
even got the brick done at the house yet.
If it doesn't stop raining, I'm never going to have a new house. We're building a house.
That's
And
awesome.
it has not stopped raining for 2 weeks. And so they're ready to put brick on, but they can't because it won't stop raining.
Ooh, bummer.
And you have to like, stuff has to settle once it's been rained on. So you can't just like, yeah, anyway.
Oh, that is crazy. See, because where you live, that's probably not a common occurrence. Maybe during building season, the rain.
During this time of the year, it is, but honestly, this time we're getting a lot more than usual. And then we're about to roll right
Okay.
into tornado season. So, yeah.
Interesting. Because I'm in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And so they've figured out how to build year round with the
Yeah, I
crappy
don't
weather.
think they figured it out in Texas. It's just like because
Yeah.
we don't get a ton of rain, but I would say like March and April is mainly when we get it, and then May and June is like tornado season, but it's not like usually every day. The last week and the little the week before and now this week, it's supposed to rain like 4 out of 7 days. And so it's just like it sucks because they were projecting August for us, but
Mm.
now it's looking more like probably September or October, and it's pissing me off. But anyway,
You want to
first
be in there
world
before
problems, I get
Halloween
it.
so you can decorate for Halloween.
I believe me. So since I was in college, I have thrown a Halloween party every single year, and I haven't done it for the last 2 years, and I really want to do it this year. So I'm really hoping the house is ready. So my Halloween parties are epic.
Dang. Can't you live up here? I love a good Halloween party.
Was the last
What?
one that you did literally just weeks after I came home?
Maybe. I think that was the last one because that was
I don't know how big of a
I
party it was.
2021 or
You and
22 was
G
the
and
last one I did.
Nicole's.
Yeah, and the new house is going to be amazing for Halloween. We have a pool and a hot tub and a big TV outside, and
And a guest room for me.
yes,
Visit.
we have a couple of guest rooms, and this house is way bigger than we need, but that's it. It is what it is. That's a whole other story. But I'm still excited, and yeah, so I'm dying for it to be ready so I can have a Halloween party. So
Waiting for George to authorize the painting the floor of the pool red so that you have a vampire swimming pool.
no, the pool guy told us we don't have to do that. He said just put red lights in the pool and it will overtake the bottom of the pool. So that's what we'll be doing.
Where I grew up in Southern California, we had a swimming pool with all the different lights, and yeah, you could do the red lights, and it looks amazing.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that is what we'll be doing. We're doing a blue-ish like bottom, but yeah, because I asked Kasey, you're like making fun of me, but I legit asked about it when we met with the pool guy. I was like, what kind of lights could I get to make the water look like blood? And he's like, oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah, it's fun to play with for sure.
Because I'm gonna do red up lights at Halloween too, or maybe purple. I haven't decided yet, but I like all the up lights around the house. So yeah. Anyway.
So
Yeah.
Stonehenge,
Halloween tree.
Irish warlock, yeah, laser bugs. Let's talk about it. I think we've covered everything.
So Kasey, did you let our guests know about our top 5 thing? You did, right? You said you did. I asked you.
Okay, I don't know. Hit me. Top 5 what?
Thought?
Kasey, I'm gonna smack.
Oh, evidently I was wrong.
Okay, well, you will see what we're talking about, and on the next episode, you will be prepared because I specifically asked Kasey if he let you in on this, and he said he did. Okay, so
what is it?
I host a podcast called The Sip List, which is a top 5 podcast. So we pick a topic, we do our top 5. I am on a hiatus because of all the things going on in my life, but we decided to bring that to this show in a short form. So
Fun.
every episode, you just have to pick a topic that somehow relates to the movie we're discussing, and then you give your top 5 of that topic. So we'll do it, and you can kind of see, and if you want to come up with one on the fly, you can, but if not, no pressure. But next time you come, you'll know that we're
Okay.
doing this. And so basically we all come up with our own idea, and that usually we have different topics, but it's just something quick to run through and have fun.
Okay.
With. Well, I'll
So
go
I'm curious
first.
what the topic is that would relate to this movie.
Well, it could be anything. So, for example, my topic is top 5 small town horror movies.
Ooh.
So, let's see. I wrote down more than 5. And I don't know what that means.
Shocking.
I don't know what that means.
I did like fast notes and I don't know what it means. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. My honorable mention, my 6th place that I just couldn't put in, but I wanted to, is Children of the Corn. Tried to put it in there, but just some other ones got in there. Okay. So my number 5 is Jeepers Creepers. I know that movie is cheesy, but the original Jeepers Creepers I still really, really love.
It's so fun. Good call.
Yeah. My number 4 is House of Wax. The original and the remake, I just think are fun and weird and creepy and whatever. My number 3 is It. And I'm going to go with It Chapter 1. I'm going to go with the remake because that's probably my favorite.
Oh, really? More than the miniseries?
Yeah, because I really like how they really dove more into the characters. Having read the book, I liked the miniseries, but it just didn't get, it didn't get everything it deserved. But for early 90s, it was cool. But It Chapter 1, I thought was a really, really good movie.
Okay.
My number 2 is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And of course, my number 1 is Halloween, 1978. And I also wrote down Carrie because I assume it takes place in a small town, but you don't really know, so I didn't put it on my list. But
Okay.
and The Town That Dreaded Sundown, but that was kind of
everything in Maine is a small town.
True. All right, Kasey, what do you have?
A great level of offense in your list.
Why? What did I miss? I know I missed all kinds of Stephen King movies. I'm sorry. There's too many. I had to just pick one.
No. How in the hell can Springwood not get a freaking honorable mention even?
Okay, so here's the deal. I understand that Springwood is supposed to be Springwood, Ohio, whatever, but I have never pictured that movie being in a small town because all you see in that fucking movie is palm trees. I know in the first Halloween you get one palm tree, but when you see Nancy and Glenn on that little bridge and there's all these palm trees, all I can imagine is Southern California and this big. So that's why. I'm sorry. It doesn't feel small town to me, especially with the houses and stuff. But
and the fact that it's in your dreams and they move around and
right,
the kids don't all necessarily live on Elm Street. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm on your side.
Thanks. Sorry.
So
the only thing you should be feeling right now is embarrassment. So go ahead.
Whatever.
I like you.
Thanks. I like you too. And as my cup says, I'm not always a bitch. Just kidding. Go fuck yourself.
Yes.
Bought that for me.
I have a shirt that says that.
Nah. We're gonna be best friends. I love it. Okay, sorry, Kasey. What's your top?
We just become best friends.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
What does your cup say?
It says, "I'm not always a bitch. Just kidding. Go fuck yourself."
And he did because he froze.
Yeah. Oh, poor Aberdeen internet.
Oh.
I did. That one froze on my screen, so she was all sitting there, looking at her glass for 12 and a half minutes.
All right. I'm dying to know your list, though, sir. Please regale us.
So I went with top 5 Halloween masks for my list.
In movies or in general?
Initially, what I was going to explain,
Sorry.
but initially I was going to go with just like masks kids wear for trick or treating, blah 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 blah, all that, and leave the slashers out because I feel like the hockey mask, William Shatner mask, Freddy Krueger mask are basically low hanging fruit.
Boo.
I mean,
But you love low hanging fruit.
That's what she said.
I mean,
And wine out the nostrils.
That was perfection.
evidently Amanda is contradicting herself and spitting instead of swallowing.
It happens.
All right, so
Can't
you
bat
didn't
100 all the time.
you didn't go with those kind of masks. So then what did you go with? What kind?
I said fuck it in my mind, and we're going back to incorporating the 3 slashers into my list at some point. Just because it's my list and I can do what I want anyway.
Okay.
So,
I really hope the strangers made it.
I'm going to go with the honorable mention first. And I feel like this is a good place to really poke a sleeping bear and really piss Amanda off, but I won't. I'll go adjacent and go with a clown mask. Circa little Michael Myers mask from the
Oh,
beginning of
okay.
1970.
You know you wanted to say Terrifier. Just do it.
No. Nope. That was not the sleeping
we-
bear I was going to poke.
I'm not clear on what your category is exactly, like what your list is. These are your favorite Halloween masks? Or what
Yes.
did what did you say this is?
Movies or
Not
just in
necessarily,
general?
not just in general.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
gotcha.
There's no strict
There's no rhyme
So
or
if you
reason
went
is
to
what you're
Spirit
saying.
Halloween, these are the 5 masks that you would pick.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Number
little
5.
mask.
Okay, let's go with the absolute most basic Halloween mask that you can come up with. That damn hockey mask. Need I say more?
Okay.
If you
Sorry,
guys have been
baby.
here for the last 4 years, you know my thoughts and feelings on Friday the 13th.
Okay. And if you want my thoughts and feelings, we ranked them on my show. So those are some fun episodes. Just
Ooh.
saying.
All of them?
We did the whole series and ranked all the Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
And I had an sort of an expert guest on for that episode. So it's a
I
lot
haven't
of
even
fun.
seen all of them.
What? It's such
Yes.
a
Hotter?
fun franchise.
Topic for another day. I agree to a point. Sorry, Kasey, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Number I'm on 4.
3.
So we will. Is it 3?
It's
4
now.
because you had an honorable mention.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Wasn't
was
on
honorable.
the list
Sorry.
officially.
I'm just gonna.
Just shush.
Whoop.
Drink your wine. I'm so jealous.
You have
I
a
want to
whole big
drink
ass
right
sheet
now.
with my name on it. I'm Zippy Longstocking.
Number 4
Okay.
is circa 1987's teenage classic, The Monster Squad. Frank,
Okay.
Good call.
That's a good movie.
because it is bogus. Number 3,
Wolfman Goes Nards.
It's not a mask though, but okay. Did you not write these down? You just coming up with these
No.
off the top of your head?
I know. So you gotta make a list.
No, I have it all. I have them all in my head. It's just a matter of deciding where I want to put them. I'm gonna go number 3, the pumpkin silver shamrock mask.
Nice. It's the best one.
Apropos.
Very.
And number 1 and number 2 should surprise no member of the Unpop Kernels. We'll go number 2, a whited out William Shatner mask. That would be the one. Also
Okay.
known as Michael Myers.
Classic.
And number 1, of course, would be the all-time great Freddy Krueger mask.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
Okay. So you went with makeups that would be good Halloween, not necessarily masks. So while you guys were giving your lists, I came up with a list on the fly.
Ooh, yay!
I actually went iconic.
See, that
movie
was my
masks.
hidden agenda in my head. I was trying to
You were
give you
slow
time to
rolling
come
it
up
for
with
her. Okay.
Okay.
That's a good story, Grandpa.
You are a generous and benevolent host. I thank you.
not just a hat rack.
So I went with top 5 iconic horror masks. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So number 5 is The Strangers.
Yes.
Those are amazing. And
Yeah.
if you see them, you know exactly what movie they're from.
Yeah.
Number 4, I went with Ghostface.
Oh, yeah.
Also iconic. Number 3, I went with Michael Myers, of course, because everybody knows that one. Number 2, I went with Sackhead Jason from Friday the 13th, Part 2.
That's basically the stranger's mask.
But it's iconic. Everybody likes Sackhead
Not
Jason.
basically.
There.
It's straight up.
Pretty much is, yeah.
Basically
Walk
the
so
same
that
mask.
strangers could run.
And then number 1, I went with Leatherface from
Yeah,
Texas
that's-
Chainsaw Massacre.
I was surprised Leatherface didn't make Casey's list.
Right? But then I also have an honorable mention as well. I went with the masks from Eyes Wide Shut because those are fucking cool.
I hate that movie so much.
So there you go. That's my list. See, I had something.
I like the Pumpkinhead mask. Or the whole head or whatever from Pumpkinhead. I like it.
Yeah, so I did an episode on that as well on my show.
Nice.
And I'll tell you what, learning all about Stan Winston and seeing all the behind the scenes stuff of how they made that outfit and the costume and the guy walking around in it,
Ooh.
I would have been so scared to act in a scene with that thing. It's
It's
insane.
really scary.
Love it. I love Pumpkinhead.
I do too. I do too. We should do that on the show sometime. Pumpkinhead's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, there are certain movies, especially from that era, that I can just talk about over and over and over and never get tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of mine. Most of the Halloweens are for me.
Yep,
Scream
that is what I
movie
have
too.
learned. And
Yeah.
that's great. It's a good franchise to have fun with for sure.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, let's do our rankings real quick. Or not ratings, not rankings. Rating of the movie, and then we will wrap it up. Would you like to go
Guest goes
first?
first.
Yes. How many out of 5 would you give Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, and why?
So, out of 5 silver shamrock masks,
Mm.
I am
Wait, you
giving
gotta pick
this.
one. You gotta be specific. No, I'm just kidding. You don't.
Well, I'm going to do one of each because I'm going to give it 3 out of
Well, there you
5.
go.
So
Okay.
we'll go one of each not because I think it's a good film, but because I think the cheesiness and the enjoyment factor is very high.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I would definitely say 3 out of 5 for enjoyment factor. Not because I think it's a good film, but definitely fun.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Co-host.
I think it's an amazing film. I think it again was ahead of its time, and it wasn't a Michael Myers movie, and a lot of people really can't reconcile that. So I think that's why a lot of people don't like it. Yes, it's a cheesy 80s horror movie, but it's still really good in comparison to other movies that came out. And I don't know. The score is amazing. I really like the storyline, even though there's a million plot holes. I think it's a cool twist.
I'm into Stonehenge.
Yeah, I mean, Stonehenge aside, and a commercial being able to melt your face. If I was being just like personal love of it, I would give it like 4.5. But again, I'm slutty with my ratings. But being objective, I will give it. I don't know. 3.5 out of 5 pieces of Stonehenge.
I love it. Good luck getting them here.
Right. We had a time getting it here.
Right? Oh, you know what? Speaking of Mr. Warlock, before you give your rating, Kasey, I have one more question for you guys. I forgot. So the title of
Okay.
this is Season of the Witch. Where's the witch? Is it because he's a male witch? Like, why is it called
Yeah,
Season of the Witch, y'all?
It's witchcraft. They say that.
I mean, Season of the Witch. I wanted a witch. I don't know. I felt let down
I
by
mean, you
that
got the
title.
mask, I guess. But
Okay, fair.
Witch. Oh, that's I mean, I have wondered that too, but I'm associating it with witchcraft, which is what the
Gotcha.
whole Samhain thing is.
Mhm.
Basically, every time the moon turns this certain way, they would have this, sacrifice of animals and children to protect all of the people. Like, yeah, it's part of our craft, witchcraft. Poor Dr. Chalice, witchcraft. So upset.
Poor Dr. Chalice, period. Just
Yeah.
poor guy.
Oh, especially that part when he's trying to tell his ex-wife to get rid of the masks, and she's just not that I can blame her because I'd probably be like, "Fuck you too. You're supposed to be here
You've
right now
met
taking our
him.
kids trick or treating."
You've met him. You can't blame her. The man has a six
Fair.
pack under his arm in every fucking scene. All right, you can't blame her.
That's fair. Okay. All right, Kasey.
So, speaking of Dr. Chalice, I'm going to give this movie 3 out of 5 porn stashes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Who wants a mustache ride? I want one. I want one.
I thought you were raising your hand for a second. Please. I just learned something new about you.
So, as a whole, I don't want to like this movie.
But you do.
And
I know it. I could see it in those beady little eyes.
I think Amanda's been smoking the weed before this episode.
No, I feel like she enjoys torturing you, and I'm here for it.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
I'm here
He
for
does
it.
the same
Oh, she
thing.
does.
It's yeah. It is
So-
not just a one on. It's not just me.
My reasoning for 3 out of 5 was already brought up earlier in the episode. And to me, I feel like society as a whole was not ready for anthology horror.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you take Halloween 3 out of the equation and move it to Halloween 3 The Return of Michael Myers and just leave Season of the Witch, I'm probably a little bit more willing to be accepting of this movie. Again, I've seen some really
Hi,
bad.
Griffey.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
I've
sorry.
seen
Is
some.
there a dog
yes.
available to be seen in this moment, and you're torturing me by not showing me?
He's
How
so
dare you?
upset that he can't come in.
How dare
Yeah.
you?
He's
I,
wild. He's
I
wild.
oh, big time. I will send you a picture after we get
You
done recording.
must. It's a requirement.
He's cute.
But
Sorry.
yeah, if you just go Season of the Witch, I'm probably a little bit more willing to be accepting of the. I've seen some bad '80s B horror movies in my lifetime.
Chopping
Mo-
Mall.
Motel Hell,
Oh,
That one's
Shopping
bananas.
Mall.
I love Chopping Mall.
Has such a good soundtrack.
Yes.
Not even '80s, but Aqua Slash.
Aqua Slash. I made him watch that.
Nice.
I mean,
Robert.
I haven't seen Rubber yet because it wasn't streaming anywhere. I so want to watch that.
Oh, you need to.
I want to.
You need to.
I believe it actually is on a streaming platform as we speak.
Here, I'll
Okay,
look.
so I'm gonna have to look that up then.
Amanda's looking it up
I'm
for you
looking
as
right
we
now.
speak.
Your
while I
your
finish.
point to the anthology thing, though, you guys had mentioned it earlier. Like this should have just maybe been the anthology thing that he wanted and not said Halloween about it. I feel like if you would have put this in a creep show type scenario, it could have been a tight 30-minute segment and it would have been bananas. It would have been so fun.
Yeah.
I really think it didn't need to be a full motion picture.
Ooh, I disagree. It needed to be a full motion. Okay, Rubber is not streaming. Sorry.
Damn.
I think
Okay,
the
it
problem
was.
is
It
people
must have gotten pulled down.
have to reconcile that it is because it is in the universe, it is a Halloween movie. It is not a Michael Myers movie, and people have a really hard time with that, and I understand, but
Yeah. Yep.
Shouldn't take away from the masterpiece that John Carpenter has created for us.
We all had pretty close ratings, though. I'm surprised by
Yeah.
that.
Because we all have great taste, except for
She does have great taste. You shut your mouth.
Yes, thank you.
Shut
See?
your whore mouth when you're talking to me.
Exactly. That's it. Go comatose for me, baby.
no. So, with
I'm
all of
glad
that
you
said,
quote non-horror movies too.
It's a way of life.
Yes.
we can't wrap up the episode though without thanking the listeners for being here each and every week. You guys are incredible, amazing, all the nice adjectives all rolled into one. We appreciate and love.
Fantastical.
Yes, we appreciate and love each and every one of you, whether you've been here for 260 some odd episodes or whether this is your first episode. We love you all.
If this is your first episode, I'm sorry.
Yeah. If this is your first episode, we're all sorry.
God bless you if this is your first episode.
Hey, we're not going to complain, but
You know what? If we gained a new listener because of Halloween 3, yes, praise be.
I'll never
Bring
have
it.
to hear the end of it.
Oh.
So, would you like to let us know all about Let's Talk Turkeys and
I surely
anything
would.
you may have coming up that you would like to plug?
So, yes, it is called Let's Talk Turkeys. Make sure you put the S on there. Otherwise, you get a lovely woman who will tell you how to cook your holiday bird.
Ooh.
So my show, Turkeys being a bad movie, because back in my day, as I mentioned, I am old. We called bad movies turkeys. So we pretty much do bad movies, quote unquote. We've done a couple of acclaimed films, like we did Nope.
Ooh.
The reason we covered it is
Burps.
because it's a turkey to me.
Oh, okay.
But usually we do bad movies and we just laugh and laugh. In my show, we do the format where we talk a little bit of stats up front and then we do a full plot walkthrough of the entire
Oh,
movie,
okay.
discussing everything we like and don't like along the way. Currently, like I said, we dropped today the Halloween 3 episode re-release.
Oh my goodness.
Season 1, my co-host was Nikki Flicks, and so that's the two of us together.
Nice.
I'm currently going solo right now. I just finished season 4 recently, so season 5 is forthcoming. In the meantime, I'm dropping remastered old episodes. So please check us out. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, all the places. So subscribe and listen. I would love it. And also, we're looking for guests always. So
Hello.
y'all are going to be on. I got you now. You're in my atmosphere. And then anybody out there listening, if you've got a bad movie you want to bring to the show, or you want me to suggest one and you just want to gab about it, that's fine too.
How about Weekend at Bernie's 2? Ugh, I wouldn't even do that.
Yeah, there is a bit of a caveat. I don't do every bad movie.
Yeah.
It like has to be one that we want to talk about and laugh about, you know? So yeah.
Okay,
So
we
you,
need
There's
to
nothing
watch
to laugh
Rubber,
about
and then we can do Rubber.
that would be a blast, but I need to watch it. Yeah, I got to find
Yeah.
it.
I might be
Jesus
able to
fix
help
it.
you out with that.
Cool. Take it. Take it on
Otherwise,
that.
I know somebody who has a physical copy of said hot garbage.
Does this person live in the Pacific Northwest? Because that would be ideal.
He
He
does.
does. Ironically, not very far away from you.
Ooh.
All right. I'm gonna have to. I have my video card, so I can rent it from you. Yeah.
Yes.
I still have my Blockbuster card.
Is it Blockbuster or Hollywood Video? Okay.
It is. Well, I worked at both of them, so I still have both my cards.
Oh my God, I envy your life so much that you worked at a Blockbuster.
I was an assistant
So,
manager to Blockbuster. Yeah, that was good times.
spoiler alert. Because for those of you who know, well, I guess I'll be ripping the Band-Aid off anyway. But because of my last name and how closely it sounds to the first half of Blockbuster, my nickname, because of the thousands of freaking DVDs that I own, was at one point Boxbuster.
That is amazing.
Boxbuster, that could be your porn name.
I would.
I
That
know.
would be my Instagram handle. That would be my Twitter handle. You're
So-
sleeping on that one, bro. That's a good one.
So Amanda knows, but these little freaking binder case things that house DVDs, I've got
Mhm.
like 15 of them full, and I'm not even scratching the surfaces to.
And he keeps
having-
buying A24 movies.
Hey,
Oh, you're a
nothing-
glutton for punishment, sir.
He is.
nothing wrong with A20.
Mm.
Yeah, some
That's a
of them
discussion
are.
for another day, but
I'm getting into the point now where I am starting to find some unsavory A24s,
There's a few.
but
yeah.
there's more than a few. But
Pearl.
again, like Movie Miss said, that's a discussion for a different time.
I will say I am happy that you threw
And-
in 2 frickins just now, because as an avid listener of your show, I have made a drinking game out of every time you say that word. So thank God we got a couple, because I was worried.
I have been waiting for someone to do that because he
I
says
fucking do
frickin'
that.
all the time.
I do that because I listen to your
But,
show when I'm working, and I've got my drink right next to me, and every time he says that, I pick it up. It's pretty funny. I'm never
Nice.
parched. Never parched
Never
during
parched.
your show. Mm-mm.
That is
But,
awesome.
Love you.
But,
Love you guys.
I'll have to send you my
So-
show too.
Yes.
Although you already have a lot
Before-
to listen to.
we turn the microphone over to Amanda so Amanda can say goodbye. Really quickly, we've got coming up the rest of this month, we've got a birthday episode for CJ where we will be talking about The Last Dragon. We've got our 30th anniversary tribute to season 1 of Friends coming up as well as Papa Palpatine's birthday episode at the end of the month, where we will be talking about Excalibur. And then, freaking, I'm literally facing the wrong direction.
Everybody
Like
take a
the
I'm
shot.
just gonna drink right now.
And then, like I said, coming up in June, we've got Classic Hollywood. We'll be talking Goldfinger, Some Like It Hot, Robin Hood, Mary Poppins,
And the
Pete's
Wolfman.
Dragon,
It's a wolf.
and the Wolfman.
Yes.
So definitely some off the wall stuff that you may not necessarily have thought of, but some of that stuff needs to get recognized as well. So with
Okay,
all
so
of that
you
said,
said you're
Pearl, would you like to
you said you're doing Friends
Go
though.
ahead.
So before you sign off, Amanda, are you a Rachel, a Monica, or a Phoebe?
Monica, 1,000%.
Nice. Okay. Just checking because so am I. I have
Okay.
7. I have 7
She's
levels of
fucking
towels.
Monica
Like
there's no fucking
Yeah,
tomorrow.
my OCD knows no bounds.
sweet.
It's not just clean, it's Monica clean.
I've been to Casa de Vampire for that fact that
If I could
Yeah.
show you my bookshelf right now, it's color coded, color
That's
coordinated.
amazing.
I feel like
it
Dr.
actually
Claw
is
right
very color coordinated.
Where's your mini me?
now. Inspector Gadget. Ba-la-la-la-la.
So
Okay. All right. Thank you so much to our wonderful guest. This was so much fun. I can't wait to have you back and also be on your show. And to everybody that's watching and listening, we hope you enjoyed the show. And we hope you all come back for an evening at the movies. Goodbye. Goodbye. Meow.
where's the I can't find the oh, there it is.
Meow.
Piece of hair grease.
179 days to Halloween.